In this tutorial, we are going to learn how to quickly quantize a live MIDI performance. I have a session here with two tracks. The one showing is a melody track, and as you can see, it's pretty well aligned to the grid here in the MIDI editor and also by the values in the MIDI event list. Let's hear a little bit of this. Alright, when I first performed this melody, it wasn't so neatly lined up to the grid, and I used a quick quantize process to shift those notes destructively, in other words, rewrite them so that they line up to the grid. So let's see how that process works. The first quantizing process I'll use is after I do my performance. So I'm going to start by getting rid of the notes. I can do that quickly in the event list by highlighting, Shift, Highlight, got all the notes, and I can choose Edit, Cut. Now notice there's a little hangover. That can happen with some virtual instruments or MIDI instruments. So if I go to Event, all MIDI notes off, that'll clear that mistaken command. Alright, let's check my connections. Got my little virtual keyboard here. That's working. And I'll definitely want to have the metronome on so that I can try to get as close to the grid as possible while I'm playing. I'd like to have a count off, so I'll have that highlighted. And I should check the other click option. So I'm going to double click the metronome. I'd like it to click both during play and record. And I want that count off only when I'm recording. Okay, so we're just about ready. Put everything at the beginning. Check one more time. Okay, and ready to record. Okay, as you can see, my performance is not very well lined up to the grid. We could see that in our MIDI editor as well. Things are before, things are after. Okay, we could manually drag each one and retype the values, which you've already learned how to do, but it sure would be faster to do a single command. So I'm going to highlight. First, let's bring up the main edit window. Move this out of the way. I'm going to highlight that whole clip and go to Event, Event Operations, Quantize. We see this window. There's lots of choices you can make in this Event Operations window. Be sure you choose Quantize for this operation. Now I want these notes to be really accurate, both the beginning and the end. So I'm going to say quantize both the note on and the note off. See if I can bring this to the front. And I'm going to use a value of 1/8 note for quantizing because I don't have anything faster than 2 notes per beat. So watch how all these numbers change as soon as I hit apply. There, now they're all at 0 and 480. Go back to my MIDI editor window. Okay, and let's see if this sounds more accurate. So now everything is on the beat. Next, we'll try a different type of live MIDI performance quantizing where the quantizing happens as I'm playing, even faster than quantizing it after the fact. So I'll go back up to my event window, choose Event Operations. I'll go right to the Event Operations window and choose from this drop-down menu to have Input Quantize activated. So right now it says that it's not enabled, so I want to check Enabled. And I'll do note off, choose 1/8 note just as I did earlier. And as I record my sequence, watch the values in the event list. They should line up even if my performance isn't lined up. Let's hear how this works. Check my connections. And here we go. can see in the event list, everything is lined up, even though my performance was less than stellar.